Hi everyone and welcome back to Grade 12 Math with Mr. Simons. Today we're looking at trigonometry, diagram sums, and now we're looking at the third variation of how we test it by working through where we give you a double angle equation and not just a straightforward equation. And this is exam favorite, right? And it's exam favorite. Then now you'll forget how to work from a double angle to a single angle, right? So let's look at the problem. Alright, so question 5.4 given cos 2b, you see 2b is a double angle equal 3 over 5. And then say b must be less or equal to 90 degrees and greater or equal to 0. So b is in the first quadrant where everything is positive. Determine without without using a calculator. Must I determine without the use of a calculator? That's how I'm used to reading it. The value of each of the following in its simplest form, right? So you see, they want cos b, although they've given me cos 2b. They want sin b, although they gave me cos 2b. And there you see I'm going to have to expand using the cosine expansion, which will be cos, sin, sin. So if I don't get cos b and sin b, I can't answer the last 4 marks. You can see 6, 9 marks. So diagram sums are normally 8 to 10 marks in exam, right? So you can pause here, attempt to answer whatever you know, see where you made an error, see where you're not sure of something, right? Highlight it or use another pen to make sure it stands out your error, and then working with me through the solutions, identify your error, right? Then put away my solution, attempt to do it again, see again where you're making mistakes. But if you continue in that vein, you're eventually going to come to a point where you fully understand it and you stop making a mistake, right? But you have to put your mind at the right place. So if your mind is not at the right place and you're not prepared to work through your errors till you get the solution you've been looking for so long, then you're not going to excel in maths, right? So let's look at the first problem. So cos 2b equal 3 over 5. As I said, b is less or equal to 90, so we're working in first quadrant. Determine without using a calculator, cos b for 3 marks. So we should know from our double angle formula that cos 2b equal 2 cos squared b minus 1. So I'm writing the 2b, the double angle, in terms of cos single angle minus 1. Cos 2b we know is 3 over 5, so they have 2 cos squared b minus 1. Take minus 1 over, it becomes plus 1. Plus 1 simply means 5 over 5. 3 plus 5 would give me 8. That becomes 8 over 5. To get rid of here, 2 here, this is 2 times cos squared, so I'm going to use division to get rid of multiplication. So therefore, divide by 2 goes to the bottom there. Remember, 2 goes in 8, 4 times, so I have 4 over 5. So to go from cos squared to cos, we have to find the square root. So that becomes square root 4 over 5. We can find the square root of 4, which is 2. But square root 5 there, we leave as square root 5. It's not a perfect square, right? So 1 mark there for my expansion and putting in the value 3 over 5. 1 mark here for simplifying cos squared b. The last mark for getting cos b. So we know now cos b equal 2 square root 5. So we just basically tested, do you understand how to expand using double angle? Same will apply for sin b. So let's look at the next one. Determine without using a calculator, 5.4.2. Now we want sin b. So again, working from the double angle of cos given, I have to write this in terms of sine with a singular angle. So cos 2b equal 1 minus 2 sine squared b. So you see it went from a 2b to being a b, because that is what they technically want. Right, cos 2b is 3 over 5 equal 1 minus 2 sine squared b. Take negative 2 sine squared b across, it will become positive 2 sine squared b. 1 and 3 over 5 comes over, minus 3 over 5. Now remember, 1 is the same as 5 over 5. So 5 minus 3 would give me 2 over 5. But you have a calculator. I'm now just using my brain. There, that means 2 times sine squared b. So to get rid of the 2, we're going to say divided by 2. So therefore it goes to the bottom, and 2 cancel. So I'm left with 1 on the top. 1 over 5. To get from sine squared to sine b, we're going to find the square root. So that becomes square root 1 over 5. Square root 1 is 1 over the square root of 5, which is not a perfect square. So I leave it as square root 5. Alright, so now we have cos and sine. Now we can answer that problem where we generally test whether you've gotten cos b or sine b correctly, because you have to use it in the problem to solve. Right, so determine without using a calculator, 5.4.3, cos b plus 45 for 4 marks. Right, so there we're going to test whether you can expand the compound angle. We should remember that cos b is 2 over square root 5 from the previous 2 slides, and sine b equal 1 over square root 5. So that there would become cos cos, so cos b, cos 45. Positive becomes negative, then becomes sine b, sine 45. So 1 mark there for expanding using compound angle formula, which is on your formula sheet. So that's another 1 mark for you. Right, now cos b, we know is 2 square root 5. Cos 45, 1 over square root 2, or you can use what your calculator gives you, square root 2 over 2. Right, minus sine b, which is 1 over square root 5, and sine 45, which is 1 over square root 2. Right, so we get 1 mark for cos b and sine b, and another mark for my special angles, which technically are the same, sine and cos. If I multiply out, 2 times 1 gives me 2. That there, square root times square root. First law of surds. Can put them all under the same radical sign. So that becomes 5 times 2. Minus 1 times 1, which is 1. Square root 5 times square root 2. Again, square root 5 times 2. That gives me 2 over square root 10 minus 1 over square root 10. Denominators are the same, so we can add or subtract the numerators. 2 minus 1. Then gives me 1 over square root 10. Right, so I hope you enjoyed the lesson. I hope you understand. Right, I'm trying my best to make sure you get the best possible help. Right, continue practicing. Right, stay positive. Yep. Slowly but surely, deal with it as small problems. Each small problem you master, that means your marks go higher and higher. Right, wish you nothing but the best. God bless. Bye.